Stéphane, I'm so happy to have you with us today. Thank you so much for coming. And first of all, you're our board member, you're one of our founding members, and you're also the founder of the Silver Company that has just adopted our Fedora Opera Prize, for which we are extremely grateful. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Edilia. It's my pleasure.
So Stéphane, can you tell us a bit more about the Silver Company?
Well, the Silver Company is over 10 years old, like Fedora, and I founded this company to help management teams to get the best out of their companies and to be part of their new ambitions. Mm-hmm. So in a way, I help those talents go forward, like you help new talents go into the limelight.
Can you share with us why the Silver Company decided to sponsor the Fedora Opera Prize and what makes this partnership so special?
The Silver Company wanted to be part of the prize of Fedora, and we were very proud to be able to do that on the 10th anniversary. Two things. As I said before, we're investing in talents. I had a very special path and understanding of Fedora for the last 2 years. We are exactly on the same page in terms of trying to get people wherever they are and with whatever effort we can bring them into realizing their ambition. And not only for themselves, but also for the community. And it's not, trying to be green or doing the good or the right thing. It's changing things and changing the way people are looking at themselves or at others. And that's very simple. You don't have to be an artist to do that, but art is a very, very good way to spread the world around. Second thing, personally, I love opera. I'm not a singer, hopefully for opera, but I think the voice for me is really something which is important. It's the first communication, it's the human communication. The first thing you do and you try to avoid is your voice not to be like a computer. And now we have a lot of IT in artificial intelligence, which is good, but the voice makes really the difference. So opera is an art, it's the voice, it's a communication between humans. It's also rewriting what has been written before, singing it differently, conveying messages. That's why I love opera. And I was very, very happy and fortunate to be able to sponsor this prize on the 10th anniversary.
Your sponsorship will enable this project to reach the stage and also to tour, to inspire audiences all over Europe.
It's also what I like about Fedora and those prizes, it's not only the winner. Of course, it has to be a winner, and I'm 100% in favor of that, because you have to have a goal. But it's also all the process that goes into it. The jury, the people coming from different opera houses, different countries, different cultures, and getting into the process is really part also of the communication and the messages that people are sending over. And Next Stage is also doing the same thing. And so whenever you're connected with Fedora, you can find something up to your convenience, up to your skills, up to your soul, I would say, how it reaches your soul. And it's great. That's why I love Fedora about that.
Why is it important to nurture creativity and innovation in opera?
It's important because you give the opportunity to new talents or people, artists, to create something different, to convey different messages, to change behaviors, and to widespread that to new audiences who might be thinking into the box of very old-fashioned opera and art. And the way you do it with new people and new audiences is conveying messages, and as I said, communication is very important, is to see, well, opera is not for that kind of people or people who know or whatever, but for different people. It could be for me, it could be for my children, it could be for whoever are touched by this. And I think it's very important to have different ways of conveying messages. So creativity and innovation are paramount for me.
What impact does the Fedora Opera Prize have on the opera sector?
I think what is important with the Opera Prize is that it helps and encourages the opera houses to create more space for new talents and new narratives.
Fedora's activities are made possible thanks to the support from the private and public sector, and the partnerships that we have with private companies is fundamental for our work. And why do you think it is important as a private company to take a stand in supporting innovation in the performing arts and especially new creations?
To my perspective, it all boils down to what you're making money for. After you have paid your people, your shareholders, your partners, the state, what do you want to do with this money? So everyone has its own idea. My perspective is that do something that is a pleasure for you and try to share this pleasure with others. It's important if you believe that, for me, ballet, opera especially, but what Fedora is fostering, it's important to have a wider impact, not only for the company, not even for the company, but for people around you. And it might be a benefit to your company, but it's not really why I'm doing it. It's because I think behind what you do in your work, you're still someone with an impact on your environment. So it's part of my, not duty, but my belief.
Stphane, from your point of view, what can the Silver Company and your industry partners learn from cultural organizations and artists?
My industry is the finance industry, and it's private equity based. All the private equity partners that I've been confronted with, they're investing in companies, but they're investing in people. First of all, they do understand, and that's part of their activity, how the company works and how the people in the company do get along together and take the project forward. There's not only one way to make a deal. There's only one way to understand people behind the scene. And I think especially what is done with the opera and all the process that Fedora is putting together is very important to think a bit out of the box, but really in a very different way, with totally different people that you will be confronted with somehow, and you will win situations because you have this experience. And I think that's for all our industry, contacts, relations with people, different people and situations is really very rich, and at the end of the day makes the difference.
What are the benefits of being a Fedora member?
My experience is more the behind the scene environment, seeing people which are not receiving prizes in situations where obviously you see them and you can interact with them, but you do see them in their own community, in their own working environment, making it happen. And this is an experience which is really exceptional, because there you see and feel what their work is. And interacting with those artists in a moment where they're not performing for you, they're just making it. And it's powerful, it's new experiences, it's something I haven't felt before, really different. And of course, interacting also with the philanthropic community of Fedora is a very, very valuable experience you can have when you're a member, because we share the same love of seeing those artists in their own world, and it touches us in different ways, and it's very enlightening for us, and it's very rich in terms of interactions.
And for us, it's also a pleasure to see how people from all places in the world come together, and for instance, after an opening night of a winning project, to see also the discussions developing after the show, and also how you can also exchange with the creators and ask questions. And there have been lots of friendships that have come out of these encounters, and we're really happy that that dynamic is growing throughout Europe between all of you who are contributing to furthering the growth of Fedora's impact on the sector and encouraging them to pursue their dreams as artists. As you know, Fedora is turning 10 this year. What are your wishes for our 10th anniversary?
it's been 10 years and with such great achievements. So I would say, you know, I mean, it's not a wish, it's already done for the 10th year. So there's nothing to wish for the 10th year. And thanks to Jérôme that we know in our family for more than a decade, and thanks to the excellent team of Fedora, I think it was beyond expectations. Thanks to people who have been donating and still donate also, because and the opera houses and Europe, of course, but everything came from, at the beginning, an idea and a team. If I had to wish something, it's just hoping to get to the 20th anniversary and sponsoring again another prize.
Well, thank you so much for your wishes, and thank you also for coming on board in this anniversary year. It's very special for us, and we can't wait to celebrate the next decade together with you, and thank you so much for all your trust and support.
My pleasure.